Potential international crisis is unfolding as Saudi writer Jamal Khashoggi may have been killed in Turkey. Now, while the facts of what happened are not yet clear, One America's Jack Posobiec sits down with the vice president of a Washington think tank to understand more about what's going on in this affair. Take a look.
We're sitting down today, very excited to have on One American News the Vice President of the Center for Security Policy, Mike Waller. Thank you so much for coming down and sitting with us today.
It's great to be with you, Jack.
So we're talking now about this individual, Jamal Khashoggi, whether he's been killed, whether he's been disappeared. We're not quite sure what happened. What is your take on the whole situation over there between Turkey and Saudi Arabia?
Well, first, all we know comes from the Turkish secret police, who are Islamists, jihadis, who are not friendly to the United States. We really don't know what happened, though.
We're dealing with a situation where neither side is really giving us the truth.
There are a lot of things at play. You have the Turks and the Turkish government of Erdogan that hates the new Saudi crown prince because he's a reformer and he wants to bring Saudi Arabia out of its ancient Wahhabi ways into the modern world. Second, you have the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, the Khashoggi was a commentator here in Washington, had a lot of friends, but he's a Muslim Brotherhood supporter. And the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia hates the Muslim Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood wants to overthrow him. Third, Iran wins. And of course, the Muslim Brotherhood and Iran are allied together, and the Saudi Crown Prince hates Iran, as well as Qatar, the Wahhabi regime next to Saudi Arabia, which is sponsoring all kinds of jihadist violence and subversion. They also want to make the Saudi Crown Prince look bad. The Saudi Crown Prince is trying to isolate Qatar very successfully right now.
All right, so all of this has turned into a huge black eye for MBS.
Right. So who would benefit from the brutal death reportedly inflicted on this man Khashoggi, who has so many friends in Washington and around the world? Certainly not the Saudi Crown Prince.
Essentially everyone who's aligned against the Saudi Crown Prince.
All of his enemies. So it leads me to think that things aren't quite as clear as they seem, and as the Washington Post wants to make them look out to be. Another thing, the Post ran a piece, U.S. intelligence leak, CIA leak to the Post, saying CIA had intelligence ahead of time that this was going to happen, which also raises a red flag because the Post is a repository of CIA leaks, and if the CIA knew ahead of time, you would think they would have leaked it to the Post ahead of time because Khashoggi was working for the Post.
At the end of the day, who is going to benefit the most from this?
Iran will, the Muslim Brotherhood will, the jihadis around the world will. The reformists in Saudi Arabia are the big losers. Our other friendlies in the Persian Gulf or the Arab Gulf region will be. The Israelis will be damaged by this because Saudi Arabia has a warming of relations with Israel, and will certainly be the losers because the new Saudi government is very close to the United States.
As we've seen, when not too long after Jared Kushner made his trip there, that's really when the Crown Prince started kind of taking up an operation against some of the more extreme elements within his own family, within the Saudi government.
He rounded them up. He kept them in a makeshift prison, in a hotel. He forced them to hand over a lot of their wealth. These guys hate him. They're out for blood. They want to destroy him any way they possibly can.
And regardless of what exactly happened, and hopefully we do get the information of that, even before we have all the facts, he's been made a martyr for their cause, and they are using him for all that he's worth. Michael, thank you so much for sitting down with us today, giving us your insights with American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.